10 Cloverfield Lane is a movie about the 10th group of assholes to build a house on a field full of clovers. I know what I would do if I had a field like that. 10 Cloverfield Lane is a new movie directed by Dan Trachtenberg and starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John Goodman, and John Gallagher Jr., who you may know as being the newsroom's version of Jim Halpert. The movie follows Michelle, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who wakes up in a bunker chained to the bed. She's told that the world outside is essentially ended, and throughout the rest of the movie you're trying to figure out if that's true or what exactly is going on. You're trying to figure out if you should be trusting John Goodman's character or not. So this movie is called 10 Cloverfield Lane, but it's not really similar to the original Cloverfield. It's not a found footage movie. It is very small in its scope. It's very self-contained. And it's a suspense thriller rather than a big monster movie. The movie is very tense and suspenseful. There's essentially like one montage where you kind of feel relaxed, but the rest of the time you really don't know what's going on, what's going to happen, and you feel on edge and uneasy. A large part of that is John Goodman. And before I get further into John Goodman, I want to mention John Gallagher Jr., who does a good job. He plays his part well. He doesn't have as much to do as the other two, but he does a good job. I don't want to say he's bad, but he is overshadowed by the other two. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is the protagonist. She does great. She goes through a range of emotions when she first feels like she's trapped and being abducted, to realizing maybe your friends and family have died and the world may have ended. She's overshadowed, and everybody's overshadowed by John Goodman in this movie, and John Goodman does a great job in the movie. It's a very unnerving performance, an unsettling performance. A lot of the times he makes you really feel uncomfortable, which is weird for Dan from Roseanne to make you feel nervous, but he does. And then, the other time you're not sure if he's just, a little crazy, but is he good? Is he bad? You don't know. He has the best performance in the entire movie, and he's definitely the most interesting character, and he has the most kind of range to do in the movie. When it gets to the third act, that's when the movie kind of starts to lose a little bit of logic for me. There are certain things that happen where there should be more repercussions than there are. I don't really want to go more into it than that. The rest of the third act, how it continues, that I actually really liked. It was kind of a left turn, but it worked for me. With that being said, I don't want to call it a letdown. It's where it goes to, it doesn't let me down. It's just looking back on it overall, it just kind of feels like it's a lot of build and not a huge payoff. Not a true letdown. I'm not disappointed with where they went with it, but it almost seems like not enough happened. I don't really want to go into much more. So again, this movie is very well acted, specifically by John Goodman. It's very suspenseful. The third act starts to lose a little bit of logic and takes a left turn that I liked, but some people might not. With that being said, it's still a strong movie. It's not as good as the original, but is a completely different beast than the original Cloverfield. 10 Cloverfield Lane is rated B. So being that this movie largely takes place in one location, name a movie that you like that takes place in mainly one location. One I really love is Clerks, the original Clerks. I pointed and it's off screen, but it's up there. The original Clerks, directed by Kevin Smith, came out in '94. It's fantastic, it's vulgar, it's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's the first movie with Jay and Silent Bob in it, and it's a classic. So again, name a movie that you really like that mainly takes place in one location. Make your mark below in the comments section. Please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. She's actually a strong female character, and Is she a strong female character? Well, I'd hope so, because she's a fucking she. So being that this movie mainly takes place in one location, name a movie that you really like that takes place in just one location, or mainly one location. One I really like is my fucking phone, thinking I'm talking to it all the fucking time. It's great, thanks man. I did not say, okay Jarvis, you piece of shit. So again, name a movie that you really like that made that... So again, name a movie that you really like that made...